Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi there.
How are you?
Good.
You're so funny. Hold on, I have to just check something out here because I'm on
Take
my
your time,
son.
take your time, love. Take your time. But I was gonna ask you if, like, I mean, you said maybe you wanted to go live. Like, do you want to put this to something live, or do you just want to do it as a recording first? Do you just, like, I mean, it's our first time. Like, we've been trying. We framed this up. We've talked about having a call. You know, we talked about doing a live. Like, maybe we do it one step at a time. Maybe we just have a call today and record it, and then if we like it, then we can upload it.
Yes, I love it. Let's do it.
Love that. Does that sound good? And then if we're comfortable with that, then we graduate. We go one step more if we like what we're doing together.
Yay!
This is how we go, one step forward at a time. To the goal, right? To
We're
the goal
so
we reach.
cute.
To the goal we reach. See, that's what I need. You know me with my big ego, right? You know me with my big masculine ego, right? You know I need this.
I think my ego is bigger than your ego.
Okay, so this is it. This is what it is. This is what it is, love.
That's my goal. I'm trying to have the biggest ego for 2021.
I'm getting the biggest chip on my shoulder that I can.
Totally.
I'm holding the biggest grudge.
Yeah. How bitter can I be?
I'm going to blame anyone I can. If there's an opportunity for me to blame somebody else for something,
do it.
I'm going to take it. This is my friend. This is my friend Susan. This is my friend Susan. I know Susan for 10 years.
Yes. It's been a long time.
I know Susan for 10 years. And, you know, we've been here and we've been there. And you know what? But at the end, we've been like this from the start.
Yeah. Very true. It was love at first sight.
This is how our energy has been from the start. It plays off of each other. It plays off of each other. Yeah. This is what I see. And this is it. Like, she was in Hamilton and I was in Hamilton. Was I in Hamilton then, or was I in Burlington still then? I was in Aldershot or something then.
You were at Aldershot, yes.
Aldershot.
Yes.
Right? So we're on opposite ends of the city, really. Opposite sort of ends of the same city, really. And you know, we had some sort of like sharing, like a masculine feminine sharing.
Yeah, Johnny propositioned me I was doing a seminar and he was like, we need to work together.
Did I do that?
Remember that?
I think so.
Yes. Yes, it was love.
I saw you at the Brian Clement.
Yes.
This is my first time coming from protein mindset bodybuilding.
Yes.
This is 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Coming to this understanding of alkalize your body. Yes. Plants from animal protein diet. Yes. Bodybuilding.
Yes.
The big guy. I was a big guy, a bigger guy.
You were huge. And beautiful. You were still beautiful back then. Right? Yes. We've grown a lot, though. It's been a decade of growth. Rapid, a lot of different, hold on, I'm switching something here. A lot of experiences, a lot of us growing up. A lot of tears.
Because how old are you now?
I'm 42.
42. And you have how old is your son?
He's 7. So yeah, a little feisty. He's just super highly sensitive, feisty. He's good at saying no.
Oh.
Talks back like a true,
Masculine counterpart.
Yeah. He's actually, it's so funny, Johnny. He's like the total testosterone, the typical testosterone male. That's my son. Is like, we are fusing together.
I like it. Well, I have to tell you about my wife and my son, and they are like fire and water a little bit.
Yeah. Interesting, hey? It's very interesting how we get these dynamics, and we bring these people into our lives, and it's so, they're our teachers, they're our biggest teachers. Like my son's so strong and so stubborn that when I was a single mother, I had to become the male. It was so hard for me to step into the masculine role, to be firm, be consistent, be strong, but also be empathetic. To be that masculine and feminine together was so hard. And especially because like my dad was very strong, but almost too strict, very strict. And I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to be that feeling of like, oh, that's harsh. That's, emotionally unavailable, suck it up parenting. And so I was like,
but this is what we've learned. This is what we've learned. This is our understanding of love.
Yes.
This is a control model of love. This is how we grew. And our parents, even worse than that. That's just how they grew. And we're a result of that. And it's really, we got to kind of dismantle that a little bit.
I feel like that generation, we came from the suck it up generation, just emotionally avoidant. It's like if there was any emotions in that generation, I see it with my son, with my grandparents, like his grandparents, when they're anytime he's sad or upset, it's like, Tanner, it's almost like that emotion is totally not okay. That's acting out, that's not acceptable. And I truly see when my parents are raising my son, how they raised me, how they raised me, and why that felt like totally not okay. And like why is it taking so much healing? We come into this healing in our like 30s and 40s. It's like, fuck, it's heavy. And it's every emotion we didn't get to express, every emotion that was minimized or like avoided or brushed aside has to come up.
This is emotional healing.
This is it.
This is energy healing.
This is it. It's so important. It's so important.
It's at the root of disease. Emotional.
Yeah. More so than nutrition, I find. Like
emotional, mental, nutritional toxicity, something in the body that's not supposed to be there.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's everything. It's in the human, so it has to be holistic. It has to be mental. It has to be emotional. It has to be physical. There has to be something. There has to be some thought. There has to be some habit. There has to be some foods. There has to be some feelings. There has to be some ideas. It's a belief thing. It's a belief. It creates a belief. It creates an energy that gets
Oh,
trapped inside of the body cellularly.
oh, like, fuck. It's so true. This is the thing. People think they can run from it or make these decisions that are going to, they can avoid it. It lives in us. It's like wherever you go, it goes with you, and it brings into your world everything that you need to heal it. And that's good people, bad bad, well, not, I wouldn't say bad people, but experiences. You know, it's like the other day I had a session with this woman, and she was dealing with, I was just trying to, oh yeah, like letting go of a friendship. And when she was doing it, like her feeling in her stomach, she was sick to her stomach, like nauseously sick. And it's amazing. It just still surprises me to this day. That energy that we're walking around with all the time just lives in us. And this is why sometimes our body, we could eat all the most wonderful things, but it doesn't improve because that energy is stuck and we're so unconscious about it. You know, we don't even know what it connects to. I remember, like, with her letting go of her friendship connected to her father saying he didn't want a relationship. So it always goes back. It always goes back. Every single thing that we go through in the present moment goes back to the childhood every time. It's incredible. Yeah.
Right back to our habits that we've formed.
Yes.
From teenagers.
Yes.
And yeah, like this is
people don't realize that. Like, people don't realize that everything goes back. Mm-hmm. They don't realize, like, they think that's done. Oh, I had a good childhood. That's what I hear all the time. Oh, I had a good childhood.
Oh, I'm a positive person. Oh, I've got a good mindset.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no escaping it. Like, you know, you could have, that was one of my problems. My parents were too positive. I hated positivity for the longest time.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, fuck. Like, I just want to be miserable. I would say, stop trying to change my mood, damn it.
And we have to find peace with all of it. And this is really like, this is ultimately, it's really finding peace with the sadness.
The sadness. That's the funniest thing, is this whole idea, like, oh, we want to be happy. But that thought, really, happiness just comes from embracing unhappy. And that's it. Like, how good are you embracing unhappy today? Like,
getting comfortable in the rain, singing in the rain, like getting comfortable with discomfort. Like, this is how it is. Like, you just have to learn how to meander in that, because this is what life is. Like, it's like recognizing, what did the Buddhists say? Like, life is
suffering.
Life is suffering.
Welcome to life.
Welcome to life. So, like, would you rather be dead? So, well, you could be dead. So practice gratitude, no?
Fuck gratitude.
Just mope around. Well, then if you're going to be happy with the mope around, like, you're going to be happy with that. You're going to find some ease in the disease. Like,
yes,
just cool with it, man.
This is it. Like, don't you, if you're miserable and someone tells you you should be grateful, you feel like a piece of shit. Like, you do not want to hear be grateful when your life is falling apart. You know, like, when your world is falling, when your bottom is falling out, you know, your wife just cheated on you, your kids aren't talking to you anymore, your, you know, your business, your money.
Gratitude. Come to
Fuck.
gratitude. You can't start with gratitude. It has to become radical
Yes.
acceptance first. It's radical acceptance first. Love.
Yes. Radical accept. Too many people spiritually bypass with gratitude. They sit, they shame themselves with gratitude, because that's what our parents would say. Oh, people have it worse. You should be grateful. There's people starving in
I should be
Africa. Like,
grateful. I should be grateful. I should be grateful. Where's the gratitude here? Where's the gratitude here?
yeah,
Right? You can't always find gratitude. We need to
no,
first try to find radical acceptance with things as they are. This is how it is. This is like
yes,
looking at things exactly as it is. It's doing an assessment. This is what it is.
yeah,
This is how my life is.
yeah,
And you know what? It's okay.
yeah, yeah.
It's
And
okay.
I'm so sorry. Like that deep, like, like, I'm so sorry. This is so awful. You know, I'm so sorry. Life is so unfair. I'm so sorry. Like, fuck, you never get a break. It's this deep acknowledgement that I swear, like, I find if in almost a decade of coaching, I feel like this is the biggest thing people miss, is the deep acknowledgement. They try to rush to a solution.
I want to feel better.
Yeah,
I don't have time for this.
yeah.
You don't understand. I don't have time for this. I've got to go to work. You don't understand. I got to pay for my kids.
Oh, yes. How often do people take time to just
Be real. I don't have time for this. Can't get out. I can't go to bed. I got to get out of bed. I got to have a coffee. I got to go to work. I got to get a breakfast sandwich on the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't have time.
Oh,
We shove it
life
down.
makes you.
We shoved it down.
Go ahead.
I shoved it down. I didn't have time. I had to take care of the family. I had to do the thing. I gotta take care of my son.
I know.
I gotta take care of the family.
It's so scary.
It's too scary.
It's so scary. It's like a constant pressure, urgency. We live with this urgency in our bodies, don't we? It's like our actions are all stemming from deep fear.
Fight or flight, all of the time. Sympathetic nervous system, all of the time. On overdrive.
Yeah.
Sympathetic nervous overdrive. This is not healing.
No.
We cannot heal here. We heal in parasympathetic. We heal in feeling. We heal in joyful feelings.
Yes.
We heal in healthy, natural, peaceful serenity feelings.
Yeah.
We need to come to peace with it. So we have to find some sort of acceptance. We got to bring our life down to a place where we can find a peace and acceptance with it and for it. Like we can't be in hate and angst with the life anymore. The angst has got to go.
Yeah. We have to, this is it. Because you know it, especially because of what you went through. It's like any action from fear just attracts more of the same. You could have all the doing in the world. And if it's from that state of panic, something bad is going to happen. Scarcity, lack, fear, lack of security. The universe wants you to find that peace. And so you keep looking for the peace outside yourself. So the universe just is like, keeps bringing you the situations like
where's the
bankruptcy.
Peace? Where's the peace? Where's the missing piece, Susan?
It's inside, baby. It's inside, testify. I swear, Johnny, this year for me has been, I thought I did a lot of work, self-work before. I thought I did. For a decade, I've done deep work. This year is on another level of energy healing. I've had to just fully quit my job. I just do like 4 or 5 hours of energy work a day. That's all I do. It's all healing. It's just all going in. It's like the answers are inside of us. And this is, people are trying to look outside to find these answers. It's like, your body knows. We just have to talk to our bodies, you know.
And listen to our bodies.
This is it.
Listen to our bodies. And if the body needs something, we have to decide from inside of the self, not from what it said or what somebody told me or what. I have to find how to trust it inside of my own, like, inner, like, constitution. Is it right for me? Yeah. Is this healthy for me?
Yes.
Is this good for me? Or is something unhealthy inside of me? I can feel something is wrong. I'm cold. I'm feeling, I can't sleep. I'm feeling I'm waking up. I'm getting tired. I'm waking up cold. I'm feeling like a pain. It keeps on getting worse. There's more pain in my body. I'm gaining weight. I'm feeling tired. I don't have patience. I'm taking lots of coffee. I'm drinking lots of coffee. I'm drinking lots of alcohol. Something is going to go wrong if something is not right. Something will start to go wrong if something is not right.
Yeah.
If something is not going right, then you're doing something wrong.
Yes. Yeah, well, it's amazing. That's the beauty. Our bodies are gonna, if we're not listening to it, it's gonna wake us up. It's gonna point it out, every little, and the more in tune we get, the more we notice the most subtle changes in the body. But sometimes we got to get hit on the head by like a Mack truck in the beginning, because we don't want to listen. Or the pain of confronting the past is greater than the pain of the present. You know, it's like, that's why we keep repeating the same things until the pain of the present moment becomes greater than the pain.
Gotta get painful enough.
It has to become
just not painful enough. Like, you know what, this is bothering you, I see, but you're not really bothered by it.
Yes.
When you get really bothered by it, you're gonna be like this.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I can't breathe anymore.
I know.
I can't fucking breathe.
That's it. Like, I think I was an alcoholic, right? For a decade, 14 years. So I had like 300 blackouts in my life. And you think that many blackouts would be enough. And like sexual assault. And I mean, it just goes on. But it wasn't until my parents gave me an ultimatum and they said, drinking or your family, choose. And it was like, I couldn't believe in that moment, first of all, that I'd let my drinking get to the point that my family was going to disown me if I didn't change. And the thought of losing my family was so far greater, was so painful, that was the only thing that really motivated me to actually go in and do the work, because it was just so hard. It was brutal. So sometimes these things like tragedies,
the alcohol or the food or the coffee, like you were doing it with the alcohol, but people are doing it with the food or the coffee or the relationships or the shopping or the holidays or
meditation,
something.
Whatever.
You're doing something to cope or manage or deal with your
you're exactly. People, I think, like we live in a culture where the minute we have any kind of pain, we start chasing something. It's like we go on to OK Cupid, you know, like I used to do. I was addicted to finding a partner for years. You know, oh, once I have this partner, my life is going to be so amazing. Once I find the man, this perfect person out there. Constant. There's a love addiction. We have a love addiction in this culture. We have food addictions. We have love addictions. They're just escape. Yeah.
We don't want to deal with being with ourselves. We don't want to deal with the feelings that come up. We don't want to deal with the stuff that comes up when we're alone, when we sit by ourselves, and when we contemplate things and we really look at our decisions and the way we evaluate things and reevaluate ourselves. This is all scary stuff. It goes into like the mind, and you kind of get into like, and then you're like this, and then.
Well, you know what I was just thinking when you were saying that, John? It's like, I think we are so scared because we've never been taught that. Like, it's like we have all this pain and no tools, and nobody, as children, we were never taught to go in. How do you go in? How do you?
Yourself. No one.
What the hell is that?
Just, you need to love yourself. You need to love yourself more.
What? Exactly.
I do love myself. I told you I fucking love myself. I'm a positive fucking person.
Remember when you and I did the session, and I was like, write that down. Fuck positivity. Write that down. Fuck compassion.
Every time. Until you go down like this. Until you go down like this.
Oh, yeah.
Until you go down like this, you don't love yourself yet.
Yeah. No.
Yet. You don't love yourself yet.
No. Your love is like a fake love.
Yes. It's a mosquito love. We can go deeper this love than this. We can go deeper than this with the love. Yes. The love can grow in you. Yes. The love can be grown. And
go ahead, John.
No love. No, I'm not even gonna. Please go. There's enough mansplaining in this world.
Well, you've talked about it so many times with your community. It's like the shadow work is take that side of ourselves that we hate, that we pretend not to be, we don't show on social media. Like, we don't show you screaming at your kids on social media. You know,
how I felt about my son last night.
What's that?
How I felt about my son last night.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You don't show that on social media. Like, let me capture how I'm feeling right now.
No. When you're going under your breath and you're like, I'm gonna fucking kill him. To your kids, like you're thinking about.
Why do I hate him so much? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Because I hate him right now. I cannot manage. I cannot bear this. How come I can't bear this about my son?
Yes.
Guilt on top of it. No.
And that's the problem with thinking you have to love yourself. That's another guilt thing. Because if you think, oh, I should love yourself.
This is what I've learned from life. This is what life teaches us about love. Guilt.
Yes.
Competition. You lost.
Yes.
You lost. We won. We're the good guys. You're the bad. You're the victor. I'm the winner. There's only be one winner. Depends who you know.
It's brutal, actually. It is brutal. It's taught so young. It's taught so young.
This is what we're taught. This is how we learn. This is what we learn
Yeah.
from the world. It's a top-down control love. It's from how we learned as our parents controlled us. And this is the ways of the man.
I know.
This
I know.
is the ways of the man. This is how the man teaches love.
Yes, man. This is so true.
This is not God's love. God's
No.
like from the bottom, it comes up like a plant. It grows up like this. It grows up inside of you like a little child. What are you going to do? Yell at it?
Yeah.
Inside of yourself, you're growing this love inside of yourself.
Yeah.
You can't clip it. You have to nurture it every day in your thought garden. You have to be gentle with it. Acceptance, radical acceptance.
Yes.
Forgiveness.
Yes. Or not
Forgiving
forgiveness.
ourselves.
Yes.
Forgiving the other.
Yes or not.
Working through and feeling not for a while. And feeling not for 3 weeks. 3 weeks not feeling like I'm right. I'm not love. I'm right. And then getting past I'm right and coming past I'm right to like, he's right too. We're all fucking right. There is no wrong here. It's just
no wrong.
It's my fucking mother, my brother, my father. I don't believe everything in what my father says. Do you? Do you believe everything that your brother says? Do you believe everything that your sister says?
Know.
But do you love them anyways?
Yeah, totally.
Well, it doesn't matter if they have a different opinion.
Well, this is the thing, we get so caught up, and it's because I think there also can be so much trauma bonds around right, like with these ideas of right and wrong.
I have to be right. They have to be wrong. This is how it is. It's a winner. It's a competition. No, it's a family is not a competition. But we learned competition. We learned control. We learned judgment. We learned envy. We learned money means what matters. It's money. But you don't understand. I have to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But you don't understand. I have to pay the bills.
That's another topic for another day. That whole it's so hard. It's so hard. And it's so hard. It's so hard to raise kids without right and wrong. Without you can't not fuck up your kids.
This is how the man teaches. This is how
very
the man
challenging.
teaches. This is how you learn from the man. But then what you have to do is come back to the spirit and how the spirit teaches, not of the man. We have not to be of the man's world. We have to be of the spirit. We are the energy. We are the plant that's growing inside with the intention, in the imagination, in the mother, in the creative energy, in the right brain, in the visualization. How does the champion come to the top of the pedestal? He sees himself there. He sees himself there. He sees himself there.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we need to. It's interesting.
This is the masculine.
It is.
The masculine is the thinker. This is the masculine. The masculine is the thinker. The feminine is the feeler.
Yeah.
The feminine is the creative. The masculine is the seed.
Yes.
The masculine is the seed. The feminine is the creator, the flower. Yeah. The feminine is the creator, the flower. So the man, the human has both masculine and feminine in them, mother and father, half mother and half father, left and right brain, thinker and feeler.
Yep.
And thinker says, I am healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And feeler says, I imagine health growing in me.
Mhm.
This is imagination. This is the third eye opening, getting in a vision insight. This is seeing inside. It's in the imagination. You see the dream growing, like you're growing health inside.
Yeah.
You're growing
Yeah.
love inside. You're growing something inside of yourself, like a plant. Love is growing up from inside of you, inside of the imagination, inside of the feminine mind, inside of the divine feminine. But it's a seed from the masculine that says, I am healthy. That spawns the feminine to grow the imagination thought. I am growing in health. I feel health growing in me. It's different than, oh my gosh, I'm running away from the germs.
Yes.
This is a fearful, like you are running, you are turning, you are running from you're running from the world. Like you cannot be in this running from the world state.
No.
There has to be a peace and ease.
Yes. And I see the feminine really tuning in, having that intuition around where am I right now? Am I actually practicing peace? Am I actually, like, because it's very challenging to know where your actions are coming from sometimes.
Checking in with yourself. Checking in,
like, because the male masculine just wants to go and do and act, and the female energy, but it's so important to, like, even in Chinese medicine, they always say nurture the yin first. Nourish and nurture the yin, the feminine first, because the feminine is like the effervescent. It's like the energy,
is the beauty, love.
It's the root, and then the yang is like
the feeling. This is the emotional body, right? This is the emotional body. The world needs the feminine. The world has been dominated by the masculine.
Yes.
And the men, their feminine has been clipped. Their imagination has been clipped. This has been destroyed in the man. And in the woman, she's missing on the self-discipline of the masculine, because the masculine is the self-discipline.
Yes.
The masculine is the decision maker. So if we're lacking in the masculine, we're not going to make the decision.
Absolutely.
We're waiting for someone to tell us.
Yeah.
We're following the authority.
Yes.
So they've skewed the population to the feminine because the feminine reacts to the authority. So the police and the government message can corral the population into a mask and a vaccination. It's a weakening of the population to feminize the population with a masculine sort of power authority figure that's always pushed into the population.
Yeah.
A masculine force that skews the population to the feminine, and then they're more responsive to the message. The messaging that's top down from the government. This is a top-down messaging of good and bad. It's a top-down messaging of religion, of good and bad, of masculine and feminine domination of control. And this is not what it is. We need to come together and see that it's two.
Exactly.
It's both.
They're interdependent.
And within the individual.
Yes.
Sovereign. Independent, regardless of the other. Not necessary for another.
It's all within yourself.
Inside of the self. An internal change within the being of the being. The energy of the being rises.
Yes. I so feel that, and I feel like we need to embrace that divine masculine and feminine within. It's like if you meet somebody that doesn't have, say, there's a lot of men that actually, there's a lot of men and women that are almost way too masculine, and they haven't incorporated.
Love. We're all out of skew to one side or the other, and we all need to come back into balance. And we're
Yes.
also doing the same thing with our nutrition. Like it needs to be this way or that way. And it can't be this way or that way either. Like
Yeah.
nothing can be all this way or all that way.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
not natural to be all one way or the other way.
No. No. And at different points in your life, you need different things. One time you need this, another season, you need, like summer, you need raw food. Winter, you might need cooked food. This time you might need to fast. This time fasting might not
now,
work
you
for
need
you.
less of that now. You got more sun now. You got more cold now. You got more jogging in the wintertime. You got more sun gazing in the wintertime and getting outside in the summertime more. Different energies are around us. Different energies are available. Energy is available within us. Energy is available around us.
Yes. Yes.
It's omnipotent, it's omnipresent, it's omniscient, and it's always here. It's within us, it's around us, and it's always here. So that means in each moment, it is here. It is here again. It is here again. It is here again. So you'd have to choose it again and again and again. So it would have to become a practice, some sort of ritual, some thing that you're doing, repetitively doing. The way that you're engaging with your life needs to be something that's picking up your spirits.
Yes. Or like, and dropping in every day, every moment, because your energy determines everything. It determines what you bring into your life. It determines your relationships, your finances, your this. It's like we are so involved we're 90% doing our culture instead of being and shifting energy. And it needs to flip almost. It needs to flip to the other, whether it's through meditation, Reiki, energy work, inner child work, breath work,
Conscious breathing, in going within, learning how to go within and develop that inner flame, that little plant inside. Like you've got to, whatever you focus on grows. Like whatever you nurture, you're going to nature. Like you've got to grow this inside of you.
Yeah.
You've got to pick up this energy inside of you, and it comes through like you nourishing it with your practice, Reiki or grounding or gazing or fasting or whatever that really warms and really brings up your soul. Playing with your kids, watching a movie, sharing love with your partner, going for a walk, being by yourself, sitting by the pool.
It really, stillness is the key. We got to have the stillness, daily stillness to drop in and not even create. Well, see, this is interesting because it's so funny. And this is why you and I are talking today. It's like there's a masculine and the feminine. The feminine side of me says, don't create your day. It says just drop into what's present. And then a masculine energy would be to be like, create your day.
Done today. This is the plan for today. And we need a little bit of both. And we need a little bit of both. And this is the thing. It's about how life needs to be. Is life needs both, because it needs the seed and it needs the womb. It needs both. This is how it becomes internally regenerative, is when it has both. And so it needs to find balance. And this is nature.
Mm-hmm.
This is nature. Nature is balance.
This is it.
Nature is not chemicals and drugs.
No.
Nature is not chemicals and drugs.
Yeah. Not long term, at least. No.
Short-term solutions.
It's short-term solutions.
Short-term solutions.
Yeah.
Gotta think.
The body wants to heal, right? The body wants to heal itself. It's amazing like what I see when people just start to, like, I see this with even, and you've probably seen this so much too, with being in your field, like with weight loss, for example, and people like trying to lose weight. But when it comes from that place of, oh, I'm trying to lose weight because I'm unattractive. No matter what they do, I get clients that for a year they're trying to lose the weight and nothing comes off. Because
But they don't tell you it's because they're unattractive. They don't tell you that they feel unattractive.
That's
They don't want, because they're hiding that. Like, let me keep my scab here, right?
Yes.
Let me protect myself. Let me come to a coach, but protect myself.
Yes. This is
Let me
it.
hire a coach, but then protect myself from the coach.
Yeah. Well, if people, I mean, there's very few people that embrace their succulents.
There's succulents.
Succulents. Like, how succulent can you be? Like, very few, with like confidence, like, oh baby, like I just ate 2 cheeseburgers today. Like, get over here now. Let's get it on. Like, you don't usually get women saying that, right? But the minute you step into that, like, why is being succulent so amazing? And you heal those deep wounds, then all of a sudden, like, the body heals itself. It comes back to balance. I was like that I used to do the chin check, wake up, do the chin check every day just to check my self-worth. How worthy am I today of love and acceptance? Let me see how flat my belly is. Let me see how thin my chin is every morning. And I fucking hated doing that to myself. And depending on how thin my chin was, determined what I would eat for the day. Oh, I got to be really restrictive today because I'm not accepting
too much water retention. You're just a little too bloated.
I'm too fat.
You're too fat. Yeah. Right. I'm not good enough.
Not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
And weight never comes off.
I'm not valuable. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not valuable. And this is the affirmation. This is the thought seed.
Yes.
Is we need to be, I am good. Yes. I am good enough.
Yes. But you can't bypass yourself with that thought. Because someone that doesn't feel good enough, they're not going to believe I am good enough.
So I have to come to radical acceptance first.
You have to say, oh, I'm sorry you don't feel good enough.
I gotta feel that. I
gotta feel the pain.
I gotta feel that pain, and like, okay, this is the pain. Here's the pain. Here, oh, I've said it. I've imagined it. I've felt it inside of my body. Like, where do I feel that pain?
Yes. Where is that
pain?
Where is that in the body?
Where is that pain in my body?
Yeah,
where is it hidden in my body?
Yeah. Every part of your body has a meaning. Every has a message.
It's sending a signal. It's speaking to you.
Yes.
Trying to tell you something.
We abandon ourselves constantly. Like right now, I have a pain right here. In the past, they would have just ignored that. But now, after decades of doing the work, it's like, after this call, I'm going to be like, sweetheart, what's going on, girl?
Baby girl. Baby girl.
Baby girl, you feel out of love? You a little nervous? What's going on? You didn't get your daily dose of affection?
What do you want me to know? What do you want to teach me? What do you want to say?
What do you want me to know? Yeah.
Learn. What do I need to learn? What do I need to understand? What do I forget? What have I forgotten?
Who do you hate today?
Who do you hate? What are you hating? What do you hate? What do you hate? What are you hating? What are you hating about this? What don't you like about it?
Yes.
Oh, don't you
When
like
did I? This is where when did I feel like this? When I was young. These are the places we need to
start? When
go.
did this start?
Yes.
What are the origins of this?
What are the origins? How long have I felt like this for?
This is being your own best friend. This is speaking nicely to yourself.
Yes. What did I need to hear when I was a kid that I never got to hear?
This is
All of
speaking
these
nicely
things.
to yourself. This is being your own best friend. This is
Yeah.
developing a relationship with yourself.
Yes. This is why positive affirmations, they only work to a point, and then it's
Got to come into sentences, affirmative
yeah.
sentences, positive affirmative sentences, statements. It's got to
Yeah.
become dialogue and word. It's got to be the things
Yeah.
them thinking and speaking and talking about. But you need to have conversations like this.
Yes.
If you need to have conversations that are real, authentic conversations,
Yeah.
where you're not afraid to like feel something, express something, and go into something and drop into it and
Yeah.
really feel it and talk about it. Yeah, I'm feeling something.
Well,
I
that's
can
why
feel
you're so
lightness.
good, Johnny, because you are a man. You are vulnerable. You are stepping into your divine masculine, and you are being a role model for men to express their feelings, because we need men like you. We need men that show their feelings. Like when you made that video about that, it was really emotional. That was so profound, because men don't do that often. Very, not much. Not much. And
My son, lovely, when my son can just like bring me to like an emotional, like, oh,
right? Yeah. Kids will do it. It's just like murder. Oh. It's like
love my son. I love my son. I love my son.
they're our best teachers, man. They're the best teachers ever.
I love myself. I love myself. I love myself.
Yeah.
I love my life. I love my life. I love my life. I accept myself. I accept myself. I accept myself. Practicing nice speaking to yourself. I think you just really have to be kind.
Yeah.
Like, have to say things that really make your heart sing. Like, what makes your heart feel really, really nice?
Yeah.
Like, if you were talking to your best friend, how would you really want to talk to them?
Mm-hmm.
How would you really want to be talked to if you were needing someone to feel better? How would you like to hear?
Yeah.
What would you like to hear?
Yeah.
What do
I'm
you
all
need to hear? What do you?
yeah. It really is that. I feel that too. I know when people are depressed, when I'm depressed, I always love to hear, how sad can you be today? That's like my most favorite. If I have friends that don't try to make me too happy, is like, it's my heaven. It's like how depressed, like when you set a goal about depression instead of trying to run away, it's like, how miserable can you be
I
today?
want to feel that. And this is,
Yes.
you know what, because my wife, I would say, is really stimulated by that um, external. It's, it's feminine to take it from the outside, like from the relationships outside, from
Mm-hmm.
what's happening to what everybody else, even the bad, even
Mm-hmm.
even the negative, to be inspired this way. And the
Yeah.
man, the masculine, tends to be more in himself. The
Mm-hmm.
masculine tends to be more like into himself.
Yeah.
And the feminine is really like what's happening around me. How am I feeling from what's around me? And her nature is to be how everyone's feeling. And the masculine's nature is to be like, how am I feeling? going in this way. And this is how the thinker is. He goes in and the feminine goes out to find from the outside, how's everybody feeling today?
Do you feel like your partner, do you feel like she's worried she takes on other people's emotions that way with how everyone else is doing? Is that what you're saying?
I see mother this way. Mother is wondering about the family, like the relationships. She's the one that is worried. And then father is about, like, he's getting the job done. You know, father is in himself and the job. And mother is like in the community, in the family, right? Yeah. And so it's mother to learn the skill that father learned really, really well.
Yeah.
And father to learn the skill that mother learned really, really, really well. And this is how we balance it inside of the self.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's to learn the relationship part. And and that's one way to get it from the outside. And then there's to nourish it within the inside. From inside is the masculine, right?
Yeah.
And so we can pull the energy from omnipotent around me and from within me.
Yes.
And it's here all of the time. And it's all of the time, right?
Yeah.
And so in each moment, I can come into it in the masculine in a choice of thought. Or I can feel into it into the feminine by taking it in from the outside. This is how the feminine does. Like, how's everybody feeling today? And even if son is being like cranky pants, she'll go, oh, Mr. Cranky Pants. And dad's going like, fuck this, don't be cranky. Yeah. Right? Like, dad's inside himself, and this is pulling him out of himself, and he's like pissed off. So he gets up with pissed off energy, and mom is like, don't be so like that to dad, because that's what are you doing now, dad? Don't be like that to son. And dad's like, fuck off, everybody. What I said, it's gonna be this way because I'm paying the bills. This is how masculine and feminine is playing out.
It's so true. It's so funny.
And this is how we learned, and this is what's going on inside left and right.
Oh,
this is like what's going on inside left and right brain. You have to settle it inside of the self, love.
Oh my God. No, I went to my dad's for my parents' house, and for the first time in a year and a half inside their house. And my dad, you know, he's on the couch. He's flicking the flicker, has the flicker in that position, lying on an entire couch. All of us are on the other couch. And there's no recognition around. It's like, I'm doing my thing. We're having a good time. This is fine with everyone. But the female mind is always like, is this really what I'm thinking? Is this what Tanner wants to be doing? Watching Nadal and Federer play tennis right now? Or
this is what dad wants to do.
That's what dad wants to do.
Masculine. This is masculine. Right? This is masculine. So this is a man that's stuck in his masculine, that's sitting in his masculine self. And there's pros of that too. They've never learned. The entrepreneur mind, it doesn't have the feminine. Produce.
Yes.
Produce. Like, you need to produce more, man. Get more money home.
Yeah.
Bring more money home. We need more money.
Yeah. This is it. This is why, and even us having this chat today is really about bringing this masculine, feminine energy together, where we start to bring that consciousness to the table. It's like, I said that to my father yesterday with the thing. I said, Dad, don't you think, you haven't seen us for a year and a half, don't you think, like, maybe you should ask Tanner, what do you want to do? What do you like? Consideration. And then my dad had to teach me times with Tanner of like where I was being too feminine, too allowing, and maybe not suck it up enough. Not like, okay, that's it. Like, too much drama, you know, So it's like this beautiful coming together that has to happen
Mhm.
with, and a communication around all of it. Because in some moments, even within ourselves, we have to step into the female, and then other moments it's masculine. You sometimes too much female, then you need to step into the masculine. It's a constant back and forth. It's constantly, and it's hard to know what is the right decision in the moment. Do you know what I mean? You and I could just have a dance party. Next video, we're gonna be like,
we're gonna start with a little music. I'm gonna start with a little music.
Be shaking my ass.
This is what I'm saying, love. This is what I'm saying. This is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. We need to talk about these things.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Because there's beauty to both. And I think sometimes what happens too is if you were raised by toxic masculinity and then you stepping into your own feminine nature, there can also be an anger with the masculine and vice versa.
Whatever it is, it has to be fixed within. Whatever it is, it has to be managed and balanced within. And we need to sit and find some radical acceptance with it, for it. We need to be comfortable in it, with it. Like there's a discomfort here. There's an angst about this other idea, about what my wife thinks about this. I'm just like really bothered about what my wife is dealing with this thing, about this problem. And I would like to deal with it this way. It's creating an angst inside of me. So this is like, you know, and if I don't settle it inside of myself.
Yes. Absolutely. And I think too often couples or people, they don't understand the roots of their behavior, and your partner doesn't understand the roots of their own behavior. You don't understand. So
and you haven't communicated properly. You haven't communicated it properly. No. You couldn't even communicate it properly to yourself.
No, so, you think that person's being selfish or this person's being this, but their behavior, like, who knows? Maybe that person has to be selfish in the moment. Like, maybe they need to own their selfishness. Maybe they're being selfish
because maybe that person's constipated. Maybe that person, maybe that person.
It's very true.
That person's got too much mucus in their body. Maybe that person's emotionally friggin' dampened by life. Maybe that person's coping with some serious inner child needs. Like maybe that person's energetically deprived, depleted, and fucking. This is what the condition is.
Yes. This is why people could be married for 20 years and they don't even know each other. They don't even know themselves. It's like meeting each other for the first time, truly understanding, you know, where your actions even come from. You know, some people, like my dad's terrified of COVID, terrified. But I know he is so unaware of his own trauma that somewhere in his childhood, there must have been a time when he felt unsafe, when he felt something bad was going to happen.
Every person over 60 is fucking buck-ass scared to death. Like that's, they've been scared to death. This over 60 group, over 70, over 80, you could die has been for them, right? So they are terrified. And
they're terrified, and they don't have the tools because they think about the generation they came from. It was the punishment generation. You got beaten.
Authority.
Yeah, so like that is like
watching the news.
Feeling unsafe even as kids, and they weren't given any tools to deal with that pain. That pain still lives in them. That's why they're terrified.
Reacting this way.
Yeah. And they don't, and try to heal that in someone who's 60 or 70. Do you know how long that would take to do that self-work? I mean, it's not impossible.
No.
But it's a big journey.
It's a big journey. It's not, these are not, we're talking about changing your life. It's not like How much weight can I lose in 6 weeks, Susan? When do you think I'll start losing weight?
Yeah, it's not about even the weight. That's the funniest thing is people come, I'm like, whoa. It's like you go online. This is our society. You go online, YouTube, how to get a 6-pack, 6 million views. Then you flip on how to have self-worth, something that's even way more profound.
2 views.
2 views.
2 views. Oh, this is going to be viral. Watch. Oh, watch. This is going to be viral.
We got to just do these videos like in provocative clothing just to get more hits. And
this
then
is
maybe
what
people
I'm
will listen to our messages.
Love. This is what I'm saying. Sex sells. Like, we need 15-minute like little cameos of you and I, like in the, this is how it goes down. Yeah. On the washing machine, baby. Come on. This is what it's about, tits and ass. Come on. No, give me this one. Come on.
Oh yeah. We have a long way to go.
The feminine. This is the feminine power. If a girl goes like this, a guy goes like, what? He tunes in.
He's like, yes. We're doing it all wrong.
Once the guy walk by the girls in the aerobics room, right? Or by a yoga class. Come on, boys.
Yes.
Come on, fellas. You gonna look into the yoga room or no? Right? So
it's how it is.
Programmed like this though too.
It's
we've been so hyper programmed like this. Like this is the only way that we can find joy and happiness is by, this. Like,
yes. Yeah.
This is what happiness is, right? Because every time I do that, I get happier and happier and happier. Right? And the more that I do that, the happier I get. Let me tell you, the more I did that, the less happy I got.
Oh my God, don't even go there. Let me tell you. Oh my God, straight from a couple sex addicts. I'm just kidding. Oh my God, we can be addicted to everything.
Right. And as soon as you see those images, because you've been programmed with those images, as soon as you see those images, you're affected by them on a root level.
This is it. It's hard. It's all these things.
We've been programmed that way, love.
Yes.
And we have to learn how to take this energy. There's an energy. This is an energy center. This is our energy center.
Yes.
We have to learn how to take this energy up.
Yeah. Yep.
Up to the heart. Like we've been spending it here our whole life. This is happiness. And we can learn how to like take this to here. And we can take it to here. And it can come out the voice. And it can come out the eye and give you vision. And it can come out the top of the head and just share with your world. This is
it.
This is a practice of energy movement through your body.
And the more you do it, the better you get at it. The beginning, it's very, some people are like, what? And sometimes they don't even know, they don't even feel energy. They're so
energy is
disconnected.
blocked.
Yes. Just
Their
tuning
chi
in.
is blocked. Their chi is strangled. They're not aware of it because they're drinking so much coffee and eating so much meat that they can't even feel anything.
Yeah.
Beyond meat and coffee, like something lesser is not going to stimulate. It feels, I can't feel it. Do you feel anything? No.
I know
I don't even feel anything.
Right? I need
a pot of coffee. Yes, it's so subtle because it's too subtle. It's too subtle energy. It's too fine for the busy mind, the agitated, the sympathetic, nervous, fight or flight individual from mainstream population is not capable at this place to heal here and has to come down.
Yeah. Slow down. We have to slow down. I find that when I do Reiki and meditation, it's like when you drop in and the breath, you really bring it down to the breath. And as you breathe in, you can feel your body expand a little. You have such a presence, when you're going to your meditative state. And when you breathe, your body expands a little. And when it breathe out, it contracts. And when you just keep focusing on that, you start to feel this subtle energy that's like, it circulates. It's like in a circle, it goes woo, woo, woo. But you have to really slow your mind. You have to get, and it's so funny, whenever I have pain in my solar plexus heart, the minute I drop in and I can feel that energy moving, and it's like it has this circular, and I can feel it in my fingertips. It's just like this. The minute I just drop in and I get out of this head, it's like instantly my stomach will go gurgle. It will start to gurgle. It starts to release.
Feel a peace. This is like a nervous shift. This is an energetic shift in the nervous system. So if I'm changing the vagus nerve, you're going to notice in the digestive system. You could notice it in the solar plexus. You could notice in your thyroid gland. You could pick up your body temperature. You could feel your pulse go up. You could find more blood pressure affected. These are all the vagus nerve is innervating so many things up the inner channel, up to the eyeballs, to the sight, to be bringing information in and out of the body. Like what you're looking at, what you're seeing, your perception of things. Yeah. Everything that's happening to you is happening inside of you. You're seeing it outside, but you're perceiving it within.
Yeah.
That what is happening around you is really inside. And if you could just change your opinion of it inside and just come to a little bit of a peace with it inside, that then you would begin to see it come to peace around you. Mm. So to fix it inside, to become aware of like the angst inside, to come to those, where's that feeling of discomfort felt in my body? Yeah. Where do I feel that separation of ideas? Where do I feel offended? Where is the offense here? Yeah. And where is it? And go into it in your mind. Like find the place that is in your mind. Yeah. In your body, in your physical being. Like where are you holding that idea?
Yes. Where are you holding it? What are you feeling?
Holding that idea in your body or life.
Yeah. This is it. And we should almost one time for your tribe one time, we should go through all the different areas of the body and what they mean, what every area means.
Going through the different energy channels?
Yeah. Like every part of the body means something different.
What does it mean, love? Share.
Yeah, like just like, you know, people getting pain in their collarbones. That's always undervalued. People getting pain in their throat, like holding in lack of self-expression, holding in communication, sadness, not setting boundaries, not owning your anger, not honoring your anger. You know, it's so interesting that the body, every single place, you know, the stomach, which is like your self-esteem, your fear, you're not good enough, it's my fault. You know, it's so amazing that all these centers, it's the same for everyone. I mean, really, like the second chakra, your safety chakra, you know, just below the navel, like sexual abuse, physical abuse, everything goes there. If you have problems in that chakra system, you're going to have problems with finances, problems with money.
Root energy. And it's so
Yeah,
close to the digestive system. So if you've
that's it.
digestive problems here, you're going to feel blockage with your digestion. You're going to have upset stomach.
Yeah,
You're going to have problems with elimination of waste. There's going to be an energy block here. Then the energy doesn't come up higher. You're going to see problems all along the system up above are going to be weak, are going to be weakened. We need to clean out these chakras, energy
yeah,
centers, endocrine glands. Well, you can refer to these things, you know, with Western science. You can see parallels in Eastern science. You know, this is, you know, something that is universal. But
yeah,
the allopathic mainstream worldview kind of puts it all really as disease, and I prefer to call it all like inflammatory response within the body.
yes,
I say inflammation within the body. I say
yeah.
mucus within the body. I say congestion within the body. I say reduce
Hmm.
the body's capacity to process and utilize oxygen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mucus is
It's,
going to plug my airway, and my capacity and ability to move oxygen through the body will be compromised. And I say
yeah,
oxygen is the true nourisher. Like in 2 or 3 minutes without
mhm,
oxygen, you're dead.
yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's the
You know,
blood, the terrain, that's everything. Oxygen is key.
oxygen is key.
And it's knowing, um, like what you said with mucus or dampness or dryness, it's like you have to have that perfect balance of hot, dry, like wet, dry in the body, the
This is that yin
fluids.
yang, like, and this is that eat, no eat. This is like eat cooked,
Hmm.
eat raw. Like it's got to be a bit of both. Like I can't see that it's one or the other. And I think it fluctuates over time and over people's lives and
Yeah,
at different states and points of.
totally. I think that's, and we've wanted to talk about this a lot. And I think that's the thing, like when it comes to raw food and what's right, what's wrong, I don't think there's definitely not one way, but but I think it is tuning into what is good for you. Like I know for me, I went raw for a while and it was great. For a while, it was really good. And it was very nourishing. It helped my bowel movements. It helped regularity. I had a lot of energy. My skin looked incredible. And then I got to a place of I was cold and I was having loose stools and I was having 6 stools a day. And then, and this is especially with Chinese medicine, that's why I love it so much. It's like, it's really about finding what's going to bring you in balance. Like if you're freezing cold, does it make sense to eat freezing cold food? You know, and that's the thing. So it's not about right and wrong, but more about what is the pathway. Like I know when I started eating soups for breakfast for me, um, that was so healing. Like my weight came off. I was having fruit smoothies, and I couldn't lose the 20 pounds around my waist. The minute I started having soups, vegetable soups, It just was like gone.
And this is where there's an emotional link to this as well too.
Yeah.
Like the foods that you eat can
Yes.
nourish you emotionally and make you feel nourished this way and allow energy to move through the body.
Yes.
You know that. So food can be definitely linked even energetically. And what we're really talking about is energy in the body. So
Yeah.
really, I don't really think it's about the food ultimately. I think it's
Mhm.
like food is like a something that we're using for a while, and then sometimes we don't need it. And actually, I find is that what I believe is that, you know, in the emptiness is when the body heals. In the stillness, like when you put the cast on the arm and you hold it still, the bone heals.
Yeah.
When you hold the body still, the mind still, the mind and the body heal.
Yeah.
And what creates stillness of body will create stillness of mind.
Yeah.
And what creates stillness of mind will create stillness of body. So we want to reduce the activity in the body. It's to not eat.
Yeah.
This is what creates a stillness inside of the body, which creates a deeper stillness inside of the mind.
Yes. And I think you're very, like, fasting is definitely, it has a lot of benefit all around. Like, I had a client with polyps in her nose so big she couldn't breathe through her nose. She spent $20,000 on trying to find the right answers. And from fasting, she did like a 30-day fast, and it was the only thing that was shrinking the polyps. And then of course, but then she had to find the balance with eating, and then they came back. But it's interesting how, you know, fasting is really beneficial in so many ways, with like reducing blood sugar, reducing blood pressure, reducing inflammation, like allowing the body to take all that energy that it would have gone to digestion and go towards healing, you know. And John and I, we are so funny because we have saved, this is so good while we're talking today, because we have we're same and different in some ways. Like I love John because he's so passionate about the fasting, and it's helpful for so many people. And I see the benefits. And then I have a mixed view with fasting, where I believe it's good for some people that have a lot of excess, but I have a lot of clients that are deficient, meaning they tend to be like adrenal fatigue, and they don't have enough nutrients. They'd almost have a deficiency of nutrients. Like in Chinese medicine, they call it yin deficient, or a kidney deficiency, which is like adrenal deficiency. So they might be in a late stage adrenal fatigue, like insomnia all night long, night sweats, low back pain, tinnitus, like exhaustion all day, you know, that kind of thing. And fasting for those people, that's my only concern, is they don't get enough nutrients. So they need more nutrients.
And my response.
And what's your view? Like, tell me what you think about that, because I'm so excited. Like, this is why we're talking today.
My response to that is that this is like a malnourishment, because it's an absorption problem.
Yeah.
This person is not absorbing these materials from their food, and that's why they're deficient in them.
Yeah.
And so that's because their intestine is actually filled with mucus, and fasting will actually open that up and allow her to absorb more from her real natural foods. That this is how I would respond to that. And so now for me, it's more than anything is its belief.
Yes.
More than anything is its belief, because you know, I got into the fruit life, And that really started healing me. And then I got into the fasting, like 4 or 5 days a week of the week fasting.
Mm-hmm.
Adamant masculine, like that's what's happening Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
For 6 months. And I was thriving this way.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the 6-month mark, somehow I could not stop eating.
Yeah.
And for a year and a half, it was like agony for me to fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, it called on me again.
Yeah.
And it came to me now in like more of like a rhythmical way. Like I fast a couple of days and then I take a break, I have a meal, and then I fast a couple of days and I take a break and have a meal. And it's become more of a mixed thing. And it's become, because, but before I was like, I would go fast and then I would like whack the weekend and then fast and then whack the weekend. I was like,
yes,
words like this. And now I've come to a more balance with it. Like, I go a couple of days and then I have a cooked food meal, and then I go a couple of days and then I do a cooked food meal. And this is an elimination diet. This is getting stuff out of the body.
yes.
Right? So it's a mix. And I tell people it is a mixed thing is what the body needs. Is it one way or the other way? We need to clean out this body, and we do it by going empty and empty filling. Because like an animal, when my dog, it doesn't have enough, if it's got a stomach problem, it doesn't eat.
Yeah.
It just lays down and be still. Like any animal in nature, when it gets hurt, it doesn't eat. When it's sick, it doesn't eat. Like when I broke my arm as a child, I didn't want to eat. When my daughter broke her arm, she didn't want to eat. The body doesn't want to eat when it's healing.
Yeah.
It wants to be empty and still. It just wants to lay still.
Yes. Yes.
And whatever creates the most stillness will create the greatest parasympathetic response inside of the body. The slowing of the body, the deepening of the breath, the slowing of the breath, the deepening of the breath, the coming out of the fight or flight and coming down into the conscious. This is slowing the body down. This is what we're doing when we're fasting. We're slowing the body down. So it's to slow the body down into stillness, and then give the body a break, and then to slow the body down into stillness, and then to give the body the break. And now, as you practice this, because whatever you practice, you get good at. As you practice this, the body learns to let go of its need.
Yeah.
It comes less and less and less of a need for food, and we need to learn to eat less. Is what I'm teaching. That the human needs to learn to eat less. Over 40, over 50, over 60. I tell people, I really say, if you're over 50 and you want to be fit, if you're over 60 and you want to be sexy, it's not going to be more about getting anymore.
Yes.
It's going to be about getting out. If you want to be sexy over 60, it's going to be about getting that out of you, because you put it in there over the last 20, 30, 40 years, and you need to learn how to get it out, because that colon and that intestine and all that is full. That liver is full of shit. The lymphatic system is full of waste. Your body is slowed right down from toxic eating, filling your body, filling yourself with mucus waste over and over and over again.
Yes.
This is what I am teaching.
Yes.
What I am saying.
Yeah, absolutely. We're saturated in toxins.
Your problems that are creeping up on you are not because of your age, they're more because of your toxicity. You have become overwhelmed, overfilled with shit.
Literally.
You have so much shit in your head, in your emotional body, in your physical body, in your nutrition, in your habits, in your life, in your trauma from your life experience. If you are over 50, if you're over 60, you need to let go of some shit.
For sure. For sure.
Less is more.
Yes.
This is my teaching. Less is more.
Yes.
Longevity studies show animals eating less live longer.
Well, and I think it was really interesting, especially for you, because you came from bodybuilding, which was lots of protein, like, you know, the whole bodybuilding industry where it's like, I mean, copious amounts of protein.
Over proteined myself till 40. It was like my body was 60 with protein.
That's what I'm saying. So
I
it's
know
like,
how the 60-year-old body feels with protein, probably. That's how toxic my body was with protein.
This is it. And it's so interesting because like, that's where, like, especially in Chinese medicine, they always talk about excess. When you have excess, like fasting is amazing for excess.
And I'm saying everyone over 50, over 60 is filled up with so much excess shit that they're blocked up in their mucus, in their intestines. They can't absorb. They're malnourishing. Their lymphatic system is drowning their cells in mucus waste. Their lungs are filled with mucus waste. Their cellular walls are filled with toxic waste, chemicals and drugs that they've been taking for years. Chemicals and drugs. They've been eating chemicals and drugs, hormones and meats. This is what they're eating.
Well, this is it. And that's why plant-based diet, no matter what, plant-based diet where you have 75% of your diet minimum.
Mostly you're going this way. It doesn't have to be all this way.
Yeah.
But it has to be more coming to the plants. More
plant-based.
to the plants.
Yes. You have to do it. It's like, that's why I'm a big advocate of veg. Well, I'm always like the veg for breakfast kind of deal. But it's because I see people that either eat grains or meat, and those things aren't bad. It's just that they're not balanced with the vegetables. They're not balanced with enough alkalinity, you know, to create oxygen in the bloodstream, to take out coagulation in the bloodstream, acidity in the bloodstream, inflammation in the bloodstream, liver toxicity. It's super important to get back. And whether it's, and I think it's really about trusting yourself too, right? Like you know how you did the fasting, you did it really hardcore at first, and then now you find it like there's like a balance.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important, like you saying that too, because whether people are interested in fasting or not fasting, you have to listen to your body, because it should make you feel, when you get over the hump, it should eventually make you feel better. It's so important to know.
It has to make you better. The way you're living has to be making you better. That's the only way you're going to do it.
If it feels like too much force, like
better.
See how with you did strict, and then your body said no more. I just got to eat.
All masculine.
Yes, all
masculine.
No, none of the feminine wasn't coming in.
No feminine. So this is what has to happen. Yeah. You have to honor both sides. You have to have some boundaries. Yes. When I'm doing this, and then you have to say, this is when I'm allowing. Mm-hmm. And then this is when I'm doing. And then this is what I'm allowing. And so I do that over a 4-day cycle.
Yes.
So I have a rhythmical way to do that. Right. So I say, if you need to have cooked foods every single day, start there. Cook foods every single day, and the raw foods between, like starting throughout the day, raw foods, fruits and vegetables. And then you need to have a cooked food meal. And then if you have to, then you can go to a cooked food meal every other day.
Yes. Yeah.
And then if you could go cooked food meal every 3rd day.
Yes.
Then you could go every 4th day. It would be like the full expression of the program. Go 4 days and then relax on the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those are relax flex meals.
Yeah.
Then you're coming back to your practice again. Your practice is like, I'm following these boundaries Monday through Thursday. This is my masculine part of the week. This is my feminine part of the weekend. This is my masculine getting the job done. This is my feminine on the weekend. So this is a cycling. This is a habit. This is a balance that I put into my lifestyle. You have to build a lifestyle that makes you happy, healthy, and well.
Yeah.
This is what I'm teaching. You need to create a lifestyle that's making you happy, healthy, and well. Now I'm telling people that fasting is the lifestyle that is natural healing. This is natural health. It's autophagy. 2016, in 2016, the Nobel Peace Prize went to autophagy, which is what happens to cellular cleansing that happens when we fast.
Yeah.
So fasting is really like it's becoming the trendy. It's becoming almost mainstream, like the keto diet, which is the mainstream doctor recommended fat and protein diet.
Yeah.
Is fat and protein and fasting, intermittent fasting. Fat and protein and intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm saying is we need to get away from the fat and protein idea, because those are the more dense foods.
Yeah.
Those are foods that are cooked and processed. And we need to come to the foods that are natural, foods that are from the plant. So that's less protein and fat. That's a reduction.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely. That's a reduction in protein and fat.
Yeah.
To come to plant-based, to come to fruit and vegetable, you're reducing your protein and fat. But the doctor recommended nutrition plan to the society is a protein and fat diet. So to me, that is a major problem for the whole society to be being programmed with that sort of thought.
Well, I definitely agree, like to some degree. Like I think the whole keto diet, you're putting someone into a starvation, first of all, permanently. And it's high meat, and here's the thing, it's like some people do well on a keto, but some people, what if a person has gallbladder issues?
I say wait till they're 50.
Yes, it's like some people have gallbladder issues. Some people can't metabolize that much fat, right? Some people, I see it in my practice all the time where there is people, I had a vegan that just came to see me. I actually got her on meat because she had too much mucus from being a vegetarian. So there is times where people are going to need a little more meat, but still majority plant-based.
More so, right? It depends. If you have someone that broke themselves with a vegan lifestyle,
yes,
it depends how you broke yourself. If you broke yourself with the standard Canadian diet, American diet, the North American diet, if you broke yourself on pop and chips, if that's how you got sick, then you got to go with less.
This is what I'm saying. This is the like
with anorexia, then you got to go with more.
That's what I'm saying, Johnny. It's so interesting. And this is interesting. Our conversation is going this way because it's like, it is that balance of the masculine and feminine swinging. It's like you went from the bodybuilding and kind of swang, and the fasting works great. And then it's so funny with my side, I was deficient because I was always reducing calories my whole life. I was not eating, and like, you know what I mean? I was more on the too clean, wasn't getting enough.
Coming from the anorexic almost side, like I was worried about my weight so much. I was worried about being right. So this is almost the opposite thing.
That's what happens.
However, you break yourself, you got to go the other way, love.
Yes. It's so funny. I see it too with like flavors. When people come in to see me, they'll be like, whatever they're usually eating is bringing them out of balance. So if they're having like, they'll go, oh my God, I'll be like, okay, no fruit, no raw, no dairy. I might say that to them because they're full of mucus. And then they're like, fuck, that's everything I'm eating. And I'm like, yeah, because usually if you overdo something, it's going to bring you out of balance, and you have to self-correct. If you eat too much spicy food, you're going to get hot and dry. You're going to get night sweats. You're going to get all these things. So you need to reduce the spice, or bring in the cool, Or the same thing, if you do too much lemon water, it's going to bring
it's always a balance. It's always restoring a balance inside of the body, depending on where the person is at. So to say it's one way or another way. No. And is it one way for a minute and then one way for another minute? It's going to be like this. And sometimes you can be hungry, and sometimes you need it, and sometimes it's going to be a birthday party, and sometimes that's how it's going to go.
That's how it's going to go. And that's why it's so good what you're doing, to tune in and to also share your story, because people are going to resonate with that have had the same lifestyle, the same experiences, and you're going to call in the people that need your specific medicine.
And or people are going to like your message, love, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. We're just yin and yang, just coming together and
Me.
It's right under your nose, right? It's right before your eyes. Like you click your heels together, it's right there.
We've solved the world's problems.
You have it right there. You see?
We're in love, we're in love.
Lovely. Like, I think this is a good first try, right?
I think it's great.
I think it's great. I think it's a great first try. And I think next time we can, we can book and we can talk and we can do it live in our community. And if you feel comfortable to share in yours, this is what it is, love. It's just love coming together.
I think it's great.
Thank you. Thank you, lovely.
I'm cupping John's.
Thank you, lovely. We need people around us that lift up our spirits. We need people around us that we love.
This is what I'm doing.
Around us that pick up our spirits. We need people around us that we love, right? Isn't it the way?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
You're a big ball of love. It was so funny. I was talking to a psychic about you. You didn't even know, but I was asking her about you, and she was like, "He's all love." That's what she said. She's like, "Does he have a bald head?" Yeah, he's all love.
Love, if you take an orange and you squeeze it, what's going to come out of it, love?
Orange juice, I hope.
Juice.
Juicy, baby.
What's going to happen to a human if you squeeze him and what's going to come out of him? A soul, no? A soul, a spirit. That's it. What's going to come out? What's going to come out? What is the spirit?
That's what's going to come out.
What's going to come out?
That's what's going to come out. Oh my God. I love it.
I love it. I love you. I love you.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you. I love you.
Have the most amazing day ever. And it's so great. And if anyone's interested, you need to tune into John. If anybody wants to try fasting and wants movement and wants to get healthy and fit and connected to themselves in a very holistic way, Johnny John is your man.
And
call him.
And if you are suffering with some deep emotional stuff, if you're, you got something on you, in you, that's got you like down and you can't seem to shake it off, it's been holding you back for a lifetime. If this ever happens to you, call my friend Susan. Call my friend Susan. She is lovely.
Yeah, I'll have you crying in no time. Okay,
you.
sweets.
Thank you.
I love you.